In the capital, demonstrators marched to the Interior Ministry. More than 20 people have been wounded as security forces used tear gas at the protesters marching forward. The street in front of the state television building was blocked in readiness for the rallies. Egypt's military rulers have declared 3 days of mourning and promised to pay compensation to each family that lost anyone in the riots in Port Said. Tensions are still high in Parliament, where some lawmakers criticise the government's handling of the situation. Raya Rageh reports.
Even the nation's representatives were at loss when it came to how the crisis should be addressed. Arguments broke out in Parliament after the Speaker tried to end the live broadcast of the session. The motion didn't pass, and many of those who spoke echoed remarks made earlier by the Speaker of Parliament.
The massacre, as it was captured by photographers' lenses and witnesses that were in the stadium, was a result of dereliction of duty and gross negligence of security.
Pressure is mounting on the newly elected legislators, but according to the country's current constitutional declaration, this parliament does not have the power to sack the government. The Prime Minister said he's accepted the resignation of Port Said's governor and that the head of the police force there was sacked, but he appeared to take minimal responsibility. For the families of those killed in the country's worst outbreak of football violence, there's little comfort in the government's condolences.
It's great grief to the country. The security forces are responsible for this accident from A to Z because they did not prevent the fans when they invaded the pitch during the halftime. The conscripts of the Central Security Forces were watching everything, but nobody moved a muscle.
The head of the country's ruling military council has personally intervened, supervising the evacuation of the injured and meeting the returning footballers.
I gave my orders to start an immediate investigation. From now on, the General Prosecutor will investigate this sad situation that saddens the Egyptian people. Based on the results of the investigation, the involved people will be tried fairly, and we will ensure that we track the plotters of this incident.
Many are blaming Port Said's authorities for failing to prepare for the game between rivals Al Ahli and Al Masri, who have a history of violent clashes. From the beginning, there were signs that fans of the home side Al Masri had breached security and reached the pitch. And by the end of the game, despite their 3-1 win, they made their big push. Outnumbered and outmaneuvered by the armed hooligans, riot police appeared to do little to stop the trouble.